Welcome, welcome, welcome to Three Things Live. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, Allison.
I know, we come over from the warehouse together, right?
Well, we drove separate today.
I know.
Yeah.
So welcome to Three Things Live. We're so excited to be here, and do we have a fun show for you today. Something that even if you are a grandma or not, you are going to want to participate in. So welcome to Three Things Live, where thing number one, something to make you smile. Thing number two is something to learn, and thing number three is something to discover.
Let's go.
Welcome back to Three Things Live. I'm here with Jackie today, and we have the funnest show. I don't know if we've been talking a lot about Stitch Your Story today, and I don't know if a lot of you have fond memories of times with your parents or grandparents or that special someone, but if they have put on what we like to call Grandma Camp. Grandma Camp is where you get to go with your grandma or your grandpa or just anybody and have a full day's worth of fun, and we are talking all things legacy, heritage, Stitch Your Story, and Grandma Camp. And I'm here with Jackie today because we have had so much fun putting this together, haven't we?
Yes, we have. I cannot wait.
I know. So Jackie has young grandkids.
Yes.
My grandkids are getting a little bit older, but still, Grandma Camp is one of the things that they look forward to. And as we were talking about that, so we have lots of fun friends that go all out with Grandma Camp.
Yes, it's very true. I have several friends.
Right.
I mean, it's amazing what they do.
Right.
Wow.
And I know some of you do. So we are looking for a lot of interaction, a lot of ideas. And Grandma Camp doesn't have to be so structured or I mean, you know, I remember we were talking a lot. My grandma, I have so many fun memories. We loved to go spend time on the farm with her. And she was one of those grandmas that was so interactive with us. She would just dig in and get dirty and plan picnics and be out on the farm. And I remember I was telling the girls before, we adopted some kittens out of the barn, and she would help us feed them and you know, taught us all kinds of things. So when we were talking about this, what did we decide most kids love most, Jackie?
Well, I just know what my grandkids love. You know, the boys, they're all boys, and so they love bugs.
Bugs.
I mean, we're talking anywhere there's a bug, there's a worm. I mean, anything.
Right.
Where they have to go and look, and what's really cute, I think, is that my daughter-in-laws, and my daughters, they actually are not afraid of the bugs, so they let them.
Right.
And so that's what's really fun, is to see them interact with them, and it's been fun.
My husband, some of his fondest memories is being out with bugs and the things that he would do with bugs. And so we have some really great fun ideas and some projects that we want to show. But the first thing that we want to talk about is if you're going to put a Grandma Camp around bugs, there's some great things out there.
Yes, there are.
So I got these off Amazon. Now, if you are one of those interactive people, you can have the short scooper of the bugs, or you can have the long scooper of the bugs.
Yes.
So I really just love these. And there's something about a net and kids that if they can get something in their net, and if it's not bugs, fish. I mean, my kids love these with minnows, leaves, anything.
Leaves and rocks.
Yes,
so
anything you can put in a net.
Yes.
All right, we kind of laughed about this next item too, because if you have boys, what's going to happen here?
Well, I just know what my boys did with these magnifying glasses, and this was when they were older.
Right.
So they would burn the bugs with the sun.
Yeah, watch your boys with the magnifying glasses, because this is so fun.
Yeah, my boys did that. So, but these are so cute.
So one of the first things you could do at Grandma Camp, and especially it gets them out in nature, gives them a little exercise, gets them out of your hair, is send them out to gather as many bugs or to identify as many bugs as they can. And we found these really two cute books.
They're darling.
That you can find on Amazon.
Yeah.
So this is the Big Book of Bugs right here.
I love this.
And then this is Backyard Bugs. So
this one has a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
That you can
So we'll just do this. So this is, what are spiders? And spiders, different things, and how to identify them. A praying mantis, stick insects, different kinds of things on there. I mean, I just am loving this book of bugs. But if they can get those bugs and identify them and then maybe put them on a sheet or something else, just so that, you know, you can say, what is a butterfly? But anything you can do in the summer to get them learning just a little bit. Get them reading, get them learning. And
how many of you caught them and then pinned them on a board for a science?
Right.
A science,
where I live in Preston, Idaho, it's a requirement in 7th grade. They have to work between 6th and 7th grade. They work the whole time, the whole summer, and they have to come back with that. In fact, we always tease that it's a bigger project than college.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you had to find the bugs that were already dead. So that was a good thing. So many fun memories with bugs and kids and grandkids and all kinds of stuff. So I thought this was a perfect theme that we could go with.
I know. Kathy wants to know, why do kids love bugs so much?
That's what I would like to know that, but they are very intrigued.
Right.
Spiders not so much.
See, I'm not afraid of a spider. Now a grasshopper, I don't want it jumping on me.
Yes.
So
I'm good with bugs, and I'm fine to pick one up. As long as it doesn't jump at you.
Right, I don't want it jumping
scare
at
you,
me.
because I think that's what's so scary.
All right, well, Jackie, you're going to beat me because I have a fun game that we're going to play before we go to thing number 2.
Oh, I'm going to beat you?
I hope, well, I don't know. Maybe you'll beat me physically. Maybe you'll beat me at this game.
Oh.
But I thought maybe it would be fun to call and have Shelby join us.
Okay.
So, Shelby, do you want to come play this game with us?
Oh, this will be so fun.
This is going to be so fun. Hey, Shelby, welcome. Okay, you guys ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, so this is fruit snacks, fruit by the foot.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right, so we're going to unwrap this. And
yummy.
here are the rules. This is just a fun game. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start it unwrapped and pull a little bit of your paper off of it.
Okay, so this.
Because
like
you don't want to
this?
eat the paper, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. We have 30 seconds, so I need Abby to time us.
We are going
30 seconds.
We're going to eat this.
You got to put this in your mouth.
Okay.
Put your hands behind your back.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
This is your tongue. You're going to eat this as fast as you can. See who gets the most gun.
What if you eat them?
What about the wrapper?
You got to get it off.
I can't keep my hand.
Yeah! All right, timer just started.
We're going to have.
There you go. All right. Go on, shake your head. Go on. All right.
That's the wrapper.
I know.
Time. All right.
Whoa.
So, if you were with your kids, I think that you could do this longer than the 30.
Hey, this timer has stopped, Shelby. You're cheating.
It's just so good, isn't it? So if you were with your grandkids, your kids, or whoever,
they would love this.
Wouldn't they love this? This is a healthy
I do it
snack.
with my kids.
Something so fun.
Yeah.
And you could do it till whoever got to the end. I mean, but nobody wanted to watch us. Put that on.
Oh, I bet they thought it was
30.
really funny.
Yeah.
So my thing is, how do you keep from eating the paper?
Well, that's the thing.
And
you
not
gotta
use.
You got to shake your head.
Well, yeah, I did.
You got to shake your head. You got to get
it was not moving.
Yes. Yeah.
I was gonna
But this
say,
was really good. Hey, I think I.
Well,
ate
you
this
beat
much.
me.
Okay, well, Shelby
well,
can't.
I was-
eat it.
Shelby
was
can't because she
cheating.
just
kept going.
She just ate hers the whole time.
What? These were really good, actually.
Yeah.
These are Skittles?
So that's just fruit by the foot.
Okay,
Skittles.
I love
mean,
it.
you know,
Love
whatever.
it.
But I just thought
was really
I
fun.
mean, just a fun little game.
That is good.
You know,
That's good.
to play.
That was
Shelby,
really.
you're a good sport.
that
Thank
was
you for
really
joining
fun.
us.
Of course.
All right.
That was good job.
Janet says, imagine if somebody just tuned in now.
And showed us. Yeah, that was really fun.
All right.
Oh, what a great game.
I know, that is a great game.
Okay,
And
I'm
wouldn't
gonna-
your little boys love that?
Oh, they would love that.
Yeah,
I'm totally going to do that.
absolutely love that.
For sure.
All right, I'm going to send you home with some fruit snacks.
Okay,
so
but
that
I
you
don't know
can do
how
that.
well they would be able to keep their hands behind their back like their grandma did.
Right,
I
right.
had a hard time. So,
All right. Well, we have a really fun project, and speaking of collecting bugs, we have the perfect way to collect them.
Yes.
Or if you are just a big kid and just want to collect something, this is a darling project. So join us over on set number 2 in just a minute. Graph paper is kind of a must. So guess which letter I chose?
A for Allison.
No, K for Chris.
Oh, there we go.
I just created a K by deciding how big I wanted my quilt block to be, and then how many squares I wanted to represent. So what I did, Chris, on your K, is I decided to do the 1 inches because I wanted it really scrappy.
Okay.
So I took your K here, and I just figured all of these, and I just started at my top. I did 1 row at a time so that I wasn't confused, and then I crossed it off. So let's look at this here. So here's my first one.
This could be kind of fun.
And here's your first block.
Yes.
Right there. Here's my second one, 1 inch square. Here's my second block. So I just stripped this right together, Chris. And if I added your next bottom to your K, there.
Look at that.
1, 2, 1, 2. Welcome back. Welcome back. Are my teeth blue?
I kept thinking, are my lips red or you know, my tongue? I don't want to.
If you're just joining us, you have to go back and watch because we're talking all about Grandma Camp, and this Grandma Camp is geared a little bit more towards the boys and the girls, but it's all about bugs. But I don't know a kid that is not intrigued by a bug, unless their parents aren't. My grandsons are scared to death of bugs because their mom is. So.
But I'm Jackie.
And I'm Allison.
And we are so excited to do this next segment because it is darling.
Yes.
Okay, I think everybody needs to, let me show you how cute this is. All right, look at this little ladybug. Isn't this the cutest little bag that you can keep your bugs in? I mean, look at that. It's round, and look at that adorable zipper.
I know, this is so fun. Now this is something that is a little more complicated that I would not have your kids help you with.
No.
I would make for them.
Right, right. And so I would definitely, they could help for sure.
Yes.
Yes, they could draw and stuff. So I'm gonna actually walk you through how easy this is, and then you can create your own. I had so much fun, I could almost, I kept going.
Okay.
I kept finding also, oh, this would be really cute, or this would be really cute.
I would love that in my, my bags in a bag.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. I mean, I would absolutely not keep bugs in it.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But I would love my lipstick or treats
or
whatever.
Any kind of toiletries or, I mean, wouldn't this be cute as a little car emergency kit or something? I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yes.
So we did ours as a ladybug, and that's what our pattern is a ladybug. But this is where you get to be creative. And so I think as we're doing this, that we'll, any ideas that you might have, we'd love to hear them as well. So I'm going to step you through how to make one of these and how fun and quick it is.
Okay.
Once you've done one, then I think everyone thinks, oh, they're really intimidated by it.
Right.
But it is not intimidating at all. In fact, I was really pleased, and that's why I kept going.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm going to make this and this and this and this. So let's get started with what you need to make this bag.
Now, if you're looking for the pattern is not in the club, but it is under new releases on 3 Things Live.
Yes, so it will be fun. So what you will need for this project is you will need to have some fabric, of course.
Right.
You get to choose.
Your choice.
You get to choose whatever fabric and I decided to kind of do a different bug color. So I chose a navy because I think it would be fun to do a blue bug, which you'll see that I'm doing a blue beetle. So you're going to need 4 6-inch circles. Okay. So you can cut those out any way that you want to. There's lots of different ways that you can cut out circles. But you'll need a 6-inch circle. Then you will
whatever size you want.
Yes. Then you will need 2 rectangles that are 8 3/4, well, 3 inches by 8 3/4, and then 2 rectangles that are 3 inch by 9. Okay.
Okay.
So this is part of our zipper part, and then the gusset of the bag. Okay? When I'm talking about the gusset of the bag, it is this part of the bag right here that is this round part right here, okay? If anyone is confused by that. So those are, and you will need to, on your rectangles, you will also need to put your Kimberbell fusible backing or any kind of fusible backing on here for some stability. So I've done that already, and I'm gonna take my, and one of them is 8 3/4 and one of them is 9. I mean, that's a 1/4 of an inch difference. So make sure that you use the right one. Make sure I've got them, I think I've got them right. You'll take the two 8 3/4 or 9-inch pieces, and you will actually, in preparation, you will cut them in half, okay? So you'll take this, so you'll cut it at 1 1/2. And then, okay, you'll have 2, and then you'll do the other one at 1 1/2. And this is going to be part of your zipper. And this is also not really scary. Zippers are not really scary either. Sometimes you get a little nervous, but so then you'll cut those so you'll have 4 pieces. Then you'll also need, some tabs.
Okay.
So I just use twill tape, or you could use ribbon. There's lots of different things, or you don't even have to use these if you don't want to, because I was thinking, if you didn't want those tabs, you could also add a strap or something that you could do, because then that would be really fun too. And then on 2 of your circles, I took it to my machine and I just sewed a 1/4 of an inch around. This is going to be a placement line for our circle that's the foam stabilizer. So you will need 2 5-inch foam stabilizers. You can do a couple things. You can use the Bossel circles, these are pre-cut, or you can also use a Kimberbell FlexiFoam, anything. You can, and then use spray, 505 spray. So eventually we will take and be putting this in the center, and the reason why I did that is because then you can sew right on the lines.
And you can
so
see
you're going to do the front.
easy.
Yeah, you're going to put your front and your back together like this.
Okay.
And then you're going to use this as your guide as you're sewing the 2 circles together.
Okay.
So
all right. Very easy.
That is very, very simple. So, but before you do that, you want to decide what kind of bug you're going to do.
Well, the decorating part.
Yeah, so let me show you how cute this blue is. I decided I wanted to do a blue bug. And I didn't necessarily, I couldn't find the perfect eyes. You can use button eyes or
googly eyes.
Googly eyes.
Hey, the hot glue gun.
Yes. So I think you could put even beads. You could find some fun beads, or buttons, or pom-poms might even be really cute as well. So you decide whatever you want to use for your eyes.
And here's where it would be fun to get your kids really involved in how to decorate the top of their bug bag.
Yes. So you'll want to prepare the front of your bag first. And the pattern will have a template that will have your wings. This is wings. Now it's also optional if you don't want to do that, and I'll show you what else I did with it.
Okay.
But you're going to take your glitter sheet, and this is where it would be really fun. Now this would be darling. Wouldn't that be cute with the holes already in it? Or you could just kind of play with any color. See, here's the blue glitter. This is heat transfer vinyl. Or there's the red. Or you could do
gold,
that fun copper color. I mean, it would just be so fun to play. And so all you need to do is on your pattern, it's really important that you print that off, and then there's a template. So then all you will do is you'll take your vinyl, kind of has a mind of its own. So I'm going to lay that down, and I'm going to show you. And this is really important, that you need to make sure that they go in the direction, they're opposite directions, so that when you lay them down on your
glitter, or on your thing, that they're going the right way.
So I will use the edge, the straight edge, and then I'll just take my pencil or my pen, and I will just draw that right on there and cut it out.
Perfect.
And that's it. Okay. And then once I'm done with that, then you know with heat transfer vinyl, you'll adhere that to your fabric.
Right, and you can use that with a pressing cloth.
Yes.
You can use the
I definitely would use a pressing cloth when you're doing this. Now on our Ladybug, we actually cut the circles. We cut the circles out, and we did a blanket stitch around it, and so it kind of finished it a little bit. But I didn't want to cut circles with mine, so I just left mine just
wings.
like this, and then you can't really see, but I actually, with my sewing machine, drew some stitching on there.
It's so
you can
cute,
kind of,
yes.
it's really hard to see. I don't know.
Yeah, you
I
can
won't,
kind of get that.
You can
just-
kind of see. But anyway, that's what I did to kind of give it a little bit of a dimension. You can do it with a different color. You could do rickrack. You could do,
Right.
you could do so many fun things. So once you have all your pieces prepared, then you're ready to put in the zipper. Now the zipper is what's really a lot of fun. So we have some fun, let me just kind of show you. This was the other one that I wanted to show how to do. So if you're not really into bugs, you want to do one just for you,
Right.
The adult in you, then you can do it with whatever color. Or
Yeah, isn't that sweet?
You
Yeah,
can just
so
choose
beautiful.
whatever fabrics. You'll do the same. You'll do the same steps as doing the bug. So
Right.
I decided to do it in this cute, really mustard. And then this is my zipper that I used. I used a black stripe zipper. You'll see on mine, I used just a regular zipper, but I love the fun zippers.
Right.
Now these are really a lot of fun, and we're going to have these available for you to purchase, and they come in so many different colors.
Yeah, we'll show you it
Yes,
when we're done.
when we're
Yeah.
done with that. So to prepare this, all you need to do is you take your 4 pieces that you cut, the 1.5 by 9, and you're going to take your zipper. I've already got my zipper ready here, and I have my zipper pull already on. Now I cut this. This is a zipper tape that comes 3 yards in a package, and most zipper tape you can buy it by the roll, or you need at least a 12-inch zipper. So I went ahead and I put my zipper pull on, and right now at this point you don't need to worry so much about your zipper pull getting in the way. You're going to take the 2 pieces and you're going to sandwich the zipper in between those 2 pieces of the 2 1.5 by 9 inch. And I'm going to just use my clips. I use pins and I use clips. I love both of them, so that's why I have both of them here.
Right.
So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to put those 3 layers together. And it's very helpful to use a zipper foot with this as well. Especially, this one is a little wider zipper tape. And you could use your regular zipper foot, but I used my zipper, the regular foot that comes on your machine.
Zipper foot just is a little bit skinnier.
It just stays out of the way. So I'm going to then, after I'm done with this, I'm going to take it to my machine and I'm going to stitch 1/4 of an inch along the raw edges right up here. Okay, and once I do that, then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do that on both sides. Then I'm going to flip it over. I'll take these off so that you can see. So now that you can see, I've got my pieces of fabric in between. There's my zipper, and I'm going to fold them out and then top stitch along here so that it holds it in place.
And it just lays really
And
nice.
it just
if you
lays
top.
so nice.
Yep.
Now, I noticed that with the zipper tape, it's a little bit wider. So you want to make sure that this piece is the same as the other piece. It's got to be 3 inches.
Okay.
If it's a little bit wider, then I just trimmed off, because this particular one I had to trim off maybe 1/8 of an inch on each side, so that this part right here was 3 inches.
Okay.
Okay. Then I took my little tabs. This is where you're going to attach your little tabs. I would put them on the edge, and then this also, it has you trimmed down to a certain size as well. And this is all in the pattern. So I'm going to put my little tabs on at this point, and you can either just pin them, or you can just do a tack on to hold it down.
I always like to do a tack, and the
which is
reason I like
nice.
to is because then my zipper pull doesn't come off. It holds my zipper in place. I mean, you know, it just.
So once you do that, but we're not going to sew this, but then you're going to take your other two pieces, your 8 3/4 by your 3-inch by 8 3/4 pieces. So this is going to become your gusset part of your bag. So I'm going to actually, with right sides together, I'm going to take them and I'm going to sew 1/4 inch right here, and then I'm going to do the same on this side. So you can see, oh, I've got, okay, I'll show you how that works. We'll do it on the other side. And this is what's so magic, because once we do that, I'm going to sew 1/4 inch here, and I'm going to sew 1/4 inch here.
Okay.
All right, and then voila, we've got it done. So I have sewed, and this is what it looks like when it's done. So I turned it right side out, and then I put a little stitch to hold on there, and I did this in a lighter color so that you can kind of see.
Right, but normally you just match your fabric.
So then when I turn it all right sides out, then it makes a circle.
Perfect.
Isn't that really fun? And so you'll have some extra edges that are kind of flapping. That makes me a little nervous. So I went ahead and just with a zigzag stitch on my machine, I zigzagged this closed so then it wasn't flapping, it was in my way.
Okay.
Okay, because that just, we don't want those things in our way. All right, so then once we're done with that, we have this is our back, this is our front, and now all we have to do is assemble, and we're ready to go. Okay, so right side, so determine which, make sure your zipper also, that you slide your zipper in before you start.
Because you really want, like this zipper is in the back of the bug. I mean, you don't really want your zipper coming halfway through your bug.
So you can decide if you want your bug facing down, or if you want
this stripe kind of looks like a smile. So maybe you want a bug with some smiles on there.
Yeah. So then what I like to do when I'm working with this kind of thing, I always like to measure my in quarters. So I will probably fold this. See where my sides are. I'll fold it the other direction and see where I'm here. And I will also do the same thing here. I will measure here, and then I will measure here. So then I have some points that I can.
Not me, I just go for it, and then I have about an inch
then
at the end I'm trying to get in.
Then I know that it's going to be even, okay, when I go around. So then from here, just make sure you sew your right sides together, and it doesn't really matter on this one because let's do it on this little guy. I want to make sure that he is facing up. So I'm going to do right sides together. Then I just pin, and this is where you might find it a little bit scary or working with curves.
Just go slow.
Go really slow, pin as many times as you need, but I'm just going to continue putting this in, and this is also another time where I would just leave my zipper foot on because this bag is really quite small, and you're working with and your free arm on your machine also is a great thing to have as well. So I will pin this, and then I will take it to my machine, and I will sew all the way around. I will do that. Then I will go and do the other side, and then all I have to do is
unzip it.
Pretend that I had that already sewed.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are. We have this one already sewed. Okay, so then that's what our bag will look like. Now, if you need to clip the seams, do so. But I actually, because it was on the curve, it actually worked really well. So if you're doing this for bugs, You don't necessarily, you could use a serger, you could do anything to finish these seams, or if you really wanted to go one step further, you could actually bind. You could actually bind in here and finish it off really nice. If I were to do it for myself, I probably would do it. But you know, if I know if I know bugs were going in this.
Right, you'd want to wash it.
I would at least make sure that the seams were finished, however way you wanted to do it. Then once you flip it, then you are ready to go catch some bugs and have a home for them.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Zip that up. Isn't that
Zip that up being the key word.
Zip it up.
Especially if it's coming in the house.
Yes.
So, yeah.
and yes, exactly. Isn't that really
it's
that
really
fun?
really fun. And once again, you can find that Ladybug bag on our website under Ladybug Bag.
Yeah.
But use some creative genius there and make it however you would like.
Well, and I really love how you could just use you could make so many of these. And Allison, you could make these and put them in your purse.
I know.
Because you have a bag,
imagine,
a bag and a bag.
And a bag.
Yeah.
Well, before we get started, let's just show a few things that we have. We're going to have it on our Comment Sold show tonight. We also have it on our website under new releases, because these are so adorable, and I can think of so many ways. So I'm going to hand these over to you.
Okay.
We have zipper tape.
Yeah, so check this out. This is the black. It's so fun. And then green. We have blue. This is pink and red. Aren't these the cutest colors? And this is so fun. And you know, I really thought it was hard to put the zipper pulls on, but it really isn't.
No, all you have to do is undo them.
Yeah, so it's great.
All right, so
and
then you have zipper pulls.
You have to buy, this is just the zipper tape, and you have to buy the zipper pulls.
Right.
So they come in all different kinds of flavors. I was going to say flavors.
Yep.
It's not flavors, because I'm still thinking about the fruit roll-up
right.
that I just ate. But these actually are just a nickel, and this one is kind of a fun iridescent. But zipper pulls come in really some fun, different ones. So you definitely, if you buy the zipper tape, you'll need the zipper pulls to go with it.
Right.
So.
And then we also are putting some really fun colors of glitter.
Yes.
And pick this up, you guys, because Kimberbell doesn't know how to offer this.
So
when these are gone, these are gone.
Yeah, there's some really fun colors of glitter that you can, glitter sheets that you can buy. If you did a black, wouldn't that be so cute to do yellow and do a bumblebee?
Yes, especially with this black and white zipper.
Yes, and I believe that these are our number 5 zippers, the striped ones are. The one that I used, this is a number 3. The one that I used here is the number 3, but it's a little bit wider through here.
Yep.
So it's so fun.
All
Isn't it?
Well, we have a great way to end Grandma Camp. So stay with us while we go to thing number 3 and join us right back here in just a minute.
Today we're talking about a new quilt block. It's a courthouse, so it is very similar to a log cabin block, right? We're talking about foundation paper piecing today. You're gonna start out with a 1.5 inch square, and you're going to actually place it on the back of the paper that is marked. You need to take a little glue stick, and just a little dab will do. And you only do that the first time. Right. I want to place the tapered edge between the 1 and the 2. And this is going to help me to know exactly where to fold my paper back. So I just flip this over. I now know exactly where to cut. Then I'm just going to place it right sides together, and you're going to sew on the line between the 1 and the 2. And you continue building this 4-inch block until you get, ta-da!
Remember that 3 Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile,
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go. Hi, it's Chris from My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop, and I'm here to ask, have you started your Stitch Your Story blocks yet? If you're wondering what exactly is Stitch Your Story, let me share a few ideas with you. It is actually a movement that we are doing here in the year 2025.
It is the stories of those who came before us that ultimately help us understand who we are as human beings.
We're asking you to create a personal 12.5-inch unfinished quilt block each month. And it's according to a theme. And we're going to give you different ideas throughout the year on what the theme is and what techniques you could possibly do, because really there's no right or wrong way to do it. It is all up to you and your own creativity.
Today, my legend is a true legend.
Yes.
So I'm really excited.
There's no rules. We want you to have fun and try different techniques throughout the year.
Of course, we gotta
legs
have
can kick.
major 3D dimension going on.
It's even better than a picture, right?
All your questions could be answered by watching 3 Themes Live every month. That is going to be your go-to resource for everything Stitch Your Story.
As you guys share your stories with us, I've learned a little bit more about different people.
We want to celebrate your progress, so please, by all means, share with us your pictures, your stories, and you can do so by using the hashtag StitchYourStory2025 and hashtag MyGirlfriend'sQuiltShop so that we can follow along on your journey to a complete quilt by the end of the year.
Welcome back to 3 Things Live. We are on the Fun Discover part of it, and we are wrapping up Grandma Camp, all about bugs. And so what better way than to have a little bug-inspired snack?
Yes, absolutely. Well, my lips are still kind of sugary from our roll
Well,
ups,
I'm
but
going to give you a fairly healthy snack and then a not so healthy snack. So the first thing, and this will not be a surprise to any of you all, but the first thing that we decided would be really fun is if you made your ants on a log. And it's just really easy. You could do this with peanut butter or cheese. And so I just took a little of this cheese. I just put this cheese right here in the middle of your celery. Kids love this cheese right here. And then make them try a few raisins.
There you go.
Just some raisins right on your celery.
Well, let's see if we can make this just...
So
I'm gonna
there's your
cake
ants
decorating.
on a log. Look
Here we
at
go.
look how fancy you are.
Okay, they're my fancy with this.
Yep, and then just put your ants on the log.
Oh, so cute.
I know, and kids
They'll
love squeezed cheese and
Hey,
ants on the log.
Look, I'm gonna make a face here on
All
mine
right.
with mine.
Well,
Look.
you know you have to see the ants go marching one by one. Hurrah!
Yes,
Hurrah.
exactly. Now I've got cheese on my fingers.
All right. And then
yummy.
the other fun treat that we thought would be really fun, and this is the one that as I'm making these last night, my husband's like, I hope you're going to make some of those for us.
These are so cute.
Just your cup of worms.
Ooh.
So
What
really, all it
what do you have in
is
here?
you just grind up your Oreo cookies on the
Okay,
bottom. Any
okay.
sandwich cookie will do.
Okay.
And then this is whipped cream and chocolate pudding, and then Oreo cookies, and then let them add the worms on there.
Oh,
and I heard last night that this is pretty good. In fact, it was so good he had to have 2. Yeah.
So light. And
Yeah,
that is
you
really good.
can. I mean, the cookies are not too much sugar, but if you did a sugar-free whipped cream or sugar-free pudding,
you could make
you
different.
can make this lighter.
You can make different substitutions for what your needs are. So, but how fun is that?
Yeah. So just a fun way to spend the afternoon with your kids, the neighborhood
actually,
kids.
Kids love to be in the kitchen as well, which is so fun for Grandma Camp as well. Is to let them have some experience in the kitchen and different textures. I mean, let them
One
feel
of the first
food.
things I learned to make, and I felt so grown up, is my mom would put me in the sink with the beaters to make pudding.
Oh, is that? Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
There was just something about feeling so grown up that you finally were using one of those power tools.
Yeah.
She'd set it down in the sink, she'd help me measure everything out, and she'd put me with those beaters on those blenders, and then watching that pudding come to life was just really, really fun.
I love it. And now they have special chairs that you can purchase for which this is something new, that instead of using the old fold-up chair or the kitchen
Oh,
table
wow.
chair. They have actual chairs that the kids can stand up. They're almost right up to the
Wow,
counter.
that's so great.
Yeah.
Kay's wanting to know what's in the pudding. I just used a chocolate pudding, milk, and then at the end I added some whipped cream just to make it a little bit lighter.
Oh, it's
which
with-
you don't have to, but
No,
I mean
but
it
it's
just
delicious.
makes it a little bit lighter.
So did you have a recipe or you just made it up?
No, I just made it up. There's
Oh, okay. Well,
yes,
it's delicious.
There's no rhyme or reason. I mean, just use whatever is in the kitchen
That's
in
good.
any given time. So
That's great.
All right, we would love to hear how you guys spend the summer with your kids.
Yes.
And so be sure to take pictures, share all of the things. We have a few announcements.
Yes, we do.
All right, the first one is send in your 4th of July photos.
Yes, we have a call out,
yes,
right?
we have a call out. So we want to know how you celebrate the 4th of July. So send in your photos. You're going to send those into marketing@mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com.
It's amazing that we're already thinking about
I know,
July 4th.
I hate it
4th
because
of July.
it feels like when the 4th of July comes,
then the
it's
summer's over.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, the next one. Do you want
Yes.
to share the next
All right.
one?
Coming up at the end of July, it's Kimberbell Day on the 26th of July.
Now.
That is a Saturday. Now, we're not just celebrating one day.
Yep.
We're going to go for
Girlfriends
the
want to do it twice
twice
as fun.
Yes, so we're going to do Friday and Saturday. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a check-in. We're going to have some fun projects. We're going
Yes.
to all things Kimberbell. It's just going to be amazing.
So it's going to be July 25th and 26th. Now
Yes.
what it is it's $10 to register with the girlfriends. What do you get for the $25? Well, you get
The $10.
Oh yeah.
It's the
The
10
25th.
Yeah,
Okay,
there we go.
wow.
It's the 25th. $10.
Eat more sugar, Allison. All right, so it's $10. You get 2 days of check-ins. It's all virtual with the girlfriends. You will receive an incredible coupon that you don't want to miss, so you have to do that. We are doing giveaways. We are doing all kinds of fun things. Plus, we have a kit or 2 or 3 or 4. You'll just have to watch as they come along.
Right. I says we're still in the
to
works.
put the Kimberbell Day
But
blank
there
in.
will be one tonight, so make sure you stay tuned tonight. You can actually register tonight on Comments Sold, and you can pick up that Darling Confetti Table Topper Kit.
Yes.
So tune in tonight at 6:00 p.m. for our Comments Sold, and plus you'll be able to have all of the fun stuff that we talked about today.
A private Facebook group that they will
Yes.
start adding people in the end of next week.
Right. So
Yep.
make sure that will happen in a week.
Yes.
So it sounds like such a delightful time.
Well, can you believe that it's already Wednesday?
I know.
I
It
know.
is.
Well, I am so excited that we got to spend the day with you. It's been
was
so fun today.
I've loved it.
I'm going on vacation next week, so I will see all of you in a week. Well, actually, I'll see you tonight on Comment Sold.
Yes.
Friday on Comment Sold.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
the Hoff family is going on vacation for a week.
Sounds like
so
fun. I wish I was going on vacation.
everybody can come with
So-
me. I'll share tons of pictures.
So fun.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Okay, have a good one.